Okay guys, today I will show you the new features that is coming in the next update. I can't tell you when this happens, but for now it seems like it's by next week maybe. So what has been changed? I will show you that step by step. First, we now have polygon zones. Polygon zones can now draw strike lines, even if they have a lot of edges, so vertices here. For example, we have like, I don't know, 20, 24 vertices, so it's pretty complex. It's working like it should work. We can zoom in, there's no overflow or something like that, which is pretty cool, right? So then we have like the Ninja underscore event items. So now we can use event item police, convoy, train, custom. I named them like that, so you have in your item rules and like an organization for what the item is used for. So when you use it for police event, use it the police. If you use it for convoy, use the convoy item, right? Pretty safe explaining. So yeah, so now let's move into this zone here, right? So we are inside this zone, the airfield, which is a lockout zone, anti-lockout zone. We go zone editor, airfield, and then we see at the very bottom, no lockout zone. There's a check mark and the position where we do get ported when we log out here. And this is right here on the Balota airfield. We get ported like here when we log out in this zone. So for now, I will show you what happened. It will log out normally, and right before we log out, the character gets teleported right now. You can see that here. Nigel teleported to this position. And when we log back in, because this was a PvP zone, we keep the PvP state when we log in. And we got ported to Balota Airfield from here to here. You can now also decide if you want this to happen when the server crashes. For example, we make a check mark in here to enable it. Means when the server does crash and the player logs in, on the connecting, the player gets checked if he has the no logout state. And then he gets ported to the safe position like it was now when we got ported to Balota, right? So it's up to you if you want to use it on server crashes or not. You can check and uncheck this, whatever you want. And you can always decide to not make it a logout zone. And you will see that when we move now there and report there in the logs, you will see that no logout state changed for Nitro to true. So we have a no logout state. I don't want to crash the server now because it takes longer and the video gets too long. So what is the next? Next is we added to item rules editor two new fields, which is damage block to item in PvE and damage is blocked to item in PvP. This is useful if you want to use it for base building. You can also make it like so, base building base. Type it in here as the base class and put it in PvE and PvP. Then you don't need the watchtower because it's vanilla. And now when we place a watchtower here, let me open my menu. Watchtower, place. And now let me open the admin menu here. Pristine hands, unlimited stamina, ignored. Go away. Unlimited ammo. Okay, so when I spawn an AKM now, AKM spawn, and we shoot at the watchtower, you see right here, block PvP damage to item Watchtower from attacker Najo. Means we block it right now in PvP. Based on the player's state in the main config, you can set item damage block PvP, PvE based on player state or zone. Means player state, it will use the state of the player. So currently, as you can see by the swords, we are in PvP state. When we check this now to zone checking, it will check in which kind of zone this watchtower is placed in, so the position of the watchtower, and checks if it is in a zone. So currently it's in a PvP zone, because this is a PvP zone, and it will get blocked. When we now, for example, let me move a bit back, we gonna add a new zone here, and we make it PvE, make it a radius of like 5 meters at our position. We need to change the priority to 11. Right, now we're exiting the PvP state. So the watchtower is now inside the PvP zone and we are in a PvE state. When we change now to player state and we change the item rules, so damage block to item in PvP, we can remove that. Now, because we use blocked item in PvE and we use player state, it will be blocked. As you can see down here, it's blocked. And now when we do use zone checking, like so, it will not check the player state, it will check where the item is currently located at. And currently it's located in the PvP zone and we are in PvE. So when we shoot it, it will take damage and there's no logs, right? Because it's in a PvP zone and can be damaged in a PvP zone. So when we remove the airfield, it is now no longer in a PvP zone. It is in no zone at all, and it will take the global PvE state. So currently we have the world is global PvE, the tower is inside the global PvE, and it will block damage. Like so. Block PvE damage. Right? So it always, you need to decide if you want it on player state. So when the player attacks it, it checks if the player has PvE or PvP state. If you use zone checks, it will check the position of the item that got damaged. So yeah, it's up to you. Basically, it doesn't really matter, I believe. Zone checking will maybe a bit more server performance intense, but not that much. Because it needs to check the position and if it is inside a zone. And if not, use the global setting. And that's basically it. So for like explosion damage, it's maybe not working for custom explosions. That's why I would use zone checking, because it blocks every kind of damage. It doesn't matter if it comes from a player or whatever. All right, depends on you. You need to set it up like you want. Yeah, what else do we have? We have icon colors. So currently you see these boxes here where we have the int values of a color. So currently when we remove that completely, it will get removed. We just open that menu again. And when we change like the numbers, it automatically updates the color of the field. And this will be the color of the PvE, for example. You can see PvP, PvE, raid, save zone. In this order it's made. So when we save, you see our shield icon right here is now red. When we change it again to like, let's make it yellow, it will be yellow. It is only working when the base icon has white base color. So basically, it works with kinda every icon I have, except 2 or 3. Like when we use, let's type in here, oh no, that's PvP, sorry. Let's type in for PvE, not the shield. Let's test the sword. Swords. Okay, it's swords. You see, the swords it is just outline black. It won't work for this. It must be a white base color in order to change the color of the icon. So when we choose, let's try toxic. There you go. It's yellow now. Okay. So you can only change the base white color for it. Yes, so what else do we have? We have, let me see. We're gonna move away here. Let's move here and then let's change the weather. It's annoying. We do have on a general very bottom deploy block message. So it will show this message when the deploying of an item is blocked. For example, we do block now the territory flag inside PvP. And I will demonstrate that right now. We check block deploy items in PvP. And let me actually change the icon again. Shield. Okay, so we in PvE state. And then we gonna add territory flag kit to block deploy in PvE. Double check. Yeah, it's twice in here, so we can remove it like that. We spawn a territory flag kit. Territory flag kit. And now we try to place it down. Yeah, you see, I could place it because on a general, I have disabled action blocking for admins active. So I need to uncheck this because I'm an admin. Now we cannot place it anymore. So when we place it, okay, so this is kind of weird. It's not working like I wanted. We got main. Double check that again. Oh, it's the wrong one. Yeah, this maybe needs a rework. Okay, so it counts me as admin because I'm listed as admin. It is not doing what I want, but that's no problem. We can actually, let me open the config admins. My save here, and then we gonna reload admins. And then we need to relog, I believe. Okay, looks good. Let's log in again. And then, yes, now I'm blocked in the admin menu. And when we do place now territory flag kit, like so, and we want to place it. Okay, switch. What I did wrong here. Let me open the item rules. Oh, it's not added. Whoops. Okay, that's a bad mistake by me. Relog here. Let's see. Not sure if it's working when we relog. Maybe need to restart the server. Normally it checks on the invoke connection. Yeah. So I'm gonna restart the server here. PBU restart AC item roles. Oh, I added it into ammo PBE state, I believe, by mistake. That's not good. Okay. We will see, right? Stuff like this is happening all the time. Okay, now item rules. Double check. Yeah, we added it here. Block deploy and PVE, territory, flag kit. Block deploy and PVE. Now, let's double check. Yes, now it's added. And normally, when we to place it now, we should not be able to place. Yeah, there you go. So when we place, you see territory flag kit is blocked in PVE zone. And now when I, for example, disable the action blocking for admins, I can place it. There's no message. So then we uncheck, we get the message. Okay, so we can change the messages here. We, for example, can remove the item, and so when you use brackets item and item inside, it will display the item. It's only for this. When we now place it, we don't see the item, just is blocked in PVE zone, right? So you can only use the yeah, I say tag, but technically we gonna add this back item space, save and reload, and when we know, we see the class name of the item, right? Yeah, that's basically it for now. There is nothing else to explain, I believe. Let me check my change logs. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. There's nothing more I could show you right now. And the only thing is the only remove dynamic zone when no player is inside. So this is checked. So every cleanup delay in seconds for dynamic zones if a player is still inside. So every 30 seconds it checks if the zone is empty or not. I can show you that in the case of a RECME 8 or something. That's the wrong one, sorry. RECME 8 crashed. So now we are inside this RECME 8, right? Like here. Now we go to delete the rec, and the zone is still there. Because it does say delay removal for ME8 coordinates players still inside the zone. It will now check in 30 seconds if there is still a player. And if no player is inside, the zone will get removed. So we have to reopen the map. We will see that here in some seconds. And there you see remove dynamic zone ME8. This must be this one, and it's gone. So this is useful for King of the Hill, for example, when there is a King of the Hill and then players captured the King of the Hill and the loot is spawning. The zone will still be there as long as there is a player and the fight is going on, The same is for LB Masters ATM robbery. It is for every dynamic zone basically, except for lockpicking. And yeah, that's how it is. You can always disable that by unchecking that. And then when we spawn a RegMe 8, the zone gets created. And when we remove it, the zone also gets instantly removed. So you can decide what you want to use, right? Yes, that's basically it for now. So I'm not sure if I showed you the coloring, but I believe I did. So here you can change the color of your icon. Now it's purple. All right. So yeah, hope you like it and see you next time.